So I think that when I reflect on my time in Congress, that I've often it was being it's amazing to me that building trust and being trustworthy turned out, I think, to be like maybe my most valuable asset. That, you think when you're running for office that you have to be this great speaker, orator, you have to be brilliant on the issues. And as I reflect on my time in office and running, yes, for Congress 10 times and winning successfully in leadership positions and committee chairmanships, it was, I really believe it was because fundamentally I was trustworthy. And it didn't mean that everyone agreed with me. And certainly there would be people that would even take issue with me saying that. But when I was running for leadership positions or asking for support from my colleagues or ultimately the citizens themselves, there were enough of them that believed I was trustworthy. My colleagues at different times would say, Cathy, I trust, you're going to be honest with me. So I just want people to know that there's a lot of good people. I got to meet so many good people that I was serving with, good-hearted people that I represented, lots of good people. And sometimes I get concerned that you look at the United States House of Representatives and maybe, yeah, you become cynical, or even we stop trusting our fellow man and really giving people the benefit of the doubt or believing that they intend to do good. Um, that that we need to be encouraging trust and encouraging people, yeah, giving people the benefit of the doubt, extending trust, and encouraging people to give and to be generous, not to be too, I don't know, just wrapped up in your own little world and what you're attempting to do. So I think it's all kind of related, but boy, I served with some really good people on both sides of the aisle, and I'm grateful that I got to build those relationships. And when I was chairing the Energy and Commerce Committee toward the end of my time in the House just last Congress, I found it amazing that we were able to pass legislation unanimously, every single Republican, every single Democrat voting on a bill that required transparency in healthcare when all of the hospitals, all of the insurance companies were opposed, right? I mean, that was pretty amazing. And
How did you make that
yeah,
happen? How did you
well, I,
manage to get really unanimous both sides of the aisle? We live in such a polarized and polarizing era right now. I mean,
well,
how does that even happen?
and I can assure you that there was a lot of money being thrown around in advertising. So the opponents of this legislation were running ads. I go to listen to a YouTube. I'm hearing their ad on the television, on the metro. They're spending a lot of money on flyers in the representatives' districts, right? They're throwing a lot of money around. But the reason I believe we were able to actually find unity or to get a unanimous vote and build support was that we stayed focused on the actual goal itself. It wasn't, this was really about doing what we thought was good and right for the people. As cliche as that may sound, if you can stay focused on that, we passed a TikTok bill unanimous out of committee. Um, that is still kind of being debated, but it was unanimous in committee because we were focused on really trying to protect our children and our nation from what we came to believe as a threat from the Chinese Communist Party, right? So I think if you can stay focused on we're doing this because it's good and right, and not so focused on scoring political points for what you're doing. I remember a couple of my colleagues last Congress when we were working on the TikTok bill, they wanted to bring up, well, President Biden just started his TikTok account and we need to get after him. And I was like, we're going to stay focused on the issue. This is not about scoring political points or, pointing the finger at someone else. And that's unfortunately, I think it's a little harder now with social media and the 24-hour news cycle to be able to stay focused because there's so much pressure and so much um, outsider influence that's trying to divide.